Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a little video for you about what tools you'll need for gel printing. Essentially what to buy and what you can find around the house and what will help you out on this amazing creative journey. So first things first, of course you're going to need a gel plate. So this is mine, it's 8 by 10. You can see I've well used it. It's covered in paint on the edges and everything. But I've just mounted it to a piece of plexiglass so that it's a little sturdier and I can actually use it for, stamping and doing a few other things. So, secondly, the other thing that's probably most important that you will need is a brayer. So this is essentially a roller with a handle. These are used in printmaking. You can get them at the art store. They have different kinds, different widths. See, like this one is a 2-inch and this one is a 4-inch. And you can get different like hardnesses of the roller. These ones are hard ones. You can also get softer ones, and you can also get, which is super cool, and I used to have one and I wish I still did, Speedball makes one that's I think it's a soft one about the same size, and you can actually just pop the roller out of the handle to clean it. It's beautiful. I need to get another one. So next you're gonna need some kind of paint. I use acrylic because it's easy. And I know how it behaves, and I can get, any color you can dream of. So I use Liquitex Basics. You can use dollar store craft paint if you want. You can use really fancy, expensive, golden fluid acrylics or whatever. Whatever you decide is totally up to you. You will get different results with different kinds of paint, but again, it depends what your intention is, right? If you're doing this as a craft, you're doing it for, making cards for your friends and family, then the cheap stuff is probably okay. If you're doing it to sell your work, maybe you need to upgrade a little bit to more archival paint. So that's the paint. The other things I would suggest that you get,
I don't know that,
is wet wipes. These are a dream. I used to kind of be a holdout because it seems wasteful, but they just make things so easy for cleanup, for wiping down your plate if you need it, for wiping down your brayer if you need it, for wiping your hands. Just the easiest way to go. So I get these at the dollar store. Pack of 40 for $1.25. Not bad. The other things you might want to use. I use a palette knife just for mixing paint together so I get a consistent color. I'd also recommend that you have a stack of scrap paper on hand. So just, stuff that isn't useful for other things, misprints, whatever. You can use this to roll your brayer off to get rid of excess paint. Those papers also often turn out really beautiful as well. So hold on to them. You never know when they might come in handy. So things you might want to use for making patterns and making images. You can buy commercial stencils. So I have a bunch of them like this, but honestly I don't use them all that often because I like to make my own, and they just gives my artwork a little bit of my own flair. But for beginners, go ahead, buy some of these, try them out, see how it works. You can also make your own stencils, which is a ton of fun, and for that I use either this stuff, which is Tyvek paper, or index dividers. The Tyvek paper it's actually a material that they use in building houses. It's a sealer between the inside and the outside so that moisture doesn't get in. But you can either get offcuts of that from, places that you see has them. Maybe you can phone a building company or something and see if they have some scraps they can give you. Or you can buy a package like this. This is from Amazon. And the cool thing about this paper is that it actually is like, it's almost a plastic. It's virtually impossible to tear it. It's pretty resilient, pretty tough. You can like squish it up and it's still, it'll still work for what you need. So that's the Tyvek. To make stencils with this, I just, cut it with scissors or an X-Acto knife. You can't rip it, but that's okay. So that's the Tyvek. That's really cool and a lot of fun. And then the index dividers. So these are just like poly index dividers. They're the plastic ones that you get at the dollar store. And I love these because I can run them through my stencil machine, or my Silhouette Cameo 4 actually, cutting machine. And I can make stencils out of them. So I can make things like course, when you need it, you never find one. I can make things like this. So that was cut on my cutting machine, and that will get used in jelly printing as a resist. So, and these are also super cheap. I think you get 8 for $1.25. So that's a good deal for me. The other thing that I would do is, if I was beginning gel printing, is I would get a few things from the dollar store. First of all, I'd get a pack of craft foam. This is just the regular, you know, foam that the kids use. And I get some foam core. This is just a craft board. It's pretty cheap, non-archival, I'm sure. And you can see it's a little bit wrinkly, but that's totally okay because we're just using it to make stamps with. So you can cut a design out of the foam, glue it onto the craft board, and then use that to either add or remove paint from your gel plate. So that's another really simple, easy way to make interesting gel prints that are definitely your own work, your own style, your own flavor. While you're at the dollar store, I would suggest that you get a few other things. You can buy things that make good textures. Like this is a laundry bag that I've cut up. We've got pieces of, you know, drawer liners, things for in the craft aisle. This is just a piece of like decorative like burlap, I think. And these will all make really interesting patterns and textures and that sort of thing. I'd also really look around the house, see what you can find that might make a good stamp or a good texture tool, like something simple like this egg carton. Look at that, that's pretty cool. That'll make a really cool pattern. Packaging of something, I think these were cheese, maybe. That makes a really interesting pattern. And things like bubble wrap, textiles, bits of fabric and lace and all kinds of things. You just find what you can find and experiment, see how it goes. So that's what I would say is the beginning of what you need to get started in gel printing. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and I would really love if you would like and subscribe to this video. See you again soon. Thank you.